Shalom Akim, Yahweh Bashem, Shai Bashem, Kwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Grim Stone Rule Well, and the Akim out there, doing the work of the Lord Bashem Shai with all sincerity and diligence of mind. This brother Menashe DC Kemp. Alright, so, yeah, we're in that, you know, mindset of preparing for the Passover. Alright, so, a lot is required of us. But nonetheless, we just have to rehearse it, okay? Because all that counts is just having faith in the Lord Yahweh El Shai, and also having the works to back it up. All right, because you can't you can't ignore the validity of the scriptures. All right, because the Passover is it's an important time, you know, in people's I say it, in our journey towards perfection. That Passover is a requirement. So we have to observe it. You do not want to be caught off guard. You know, when you know you have the opportunity to observe the high holy day, and you choose not to. It bothers you. It messes with your spirit. All right. So you just gotta pray, Lord, that Shema Shai put you in a position that you're able to prepare yourself, because the Lord Shai talks about the parable of the servant. You gotta wait on the Lord. Wait on Him. Because you don't know the exact moment He's gonna show up. All right, so you gotta be attentive. All right, so this is I'm gonna read from the book of John, chapter 1. I'm just gonna stick with verse 29 and get some supporting precepts. So it says, so verse 28. These things were done in Jordan when John was baptized. What was John doing? He was taking care of business. He was doing the will of the Lord by Shema Shai. So it says in verse 25, and they asked him, and he said unto him, why baptizest thou then, if thou be not the anointed, or Elijah, neither the prophet? John answered them, saying, I baptize with water, but there standeth one among you, whom ye know not. He it is, who, coming after me, is preferred before me, whose shoes latchet I'm not worthy to unloose. These things were done in Beth Taberah, beyond Jordan, where John was baptizing. All right, so John's giving us a proper understanding that the Lord Yahushua is the one, okay, to take care of the heavy lifting. All he had to do was just get the people ready, prepare them, basically the town crier, getting them familiar with the coming of the Lord Yahushua, and the works that He's gonna do. All right. Then verse 29 says, the next day, John said, Yahushua coming unto him, and said, behold, the Lamb of Yahweh, which taketh away the sin of the world. And that's all it boils down to. The Lamb of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kwakwadash, come to take away the sin of our people Israel. Okay, and that's exactly what the Lamb of the Passover represents, to be exempt from that harsh judgment that's coming upon the face of the earth. And when you look at Matthew chapter 1, verse 21, it tells you, how Yahushua shall be, is the one to take away the sins of his people. All right, so there's nothing else, that can be added to it. You just gotta stick with that, because that's Yahushua's his main job, to get our people ready, to pass through that judgment that's coming upon the face of the earth. All right, because We don't want to get stuck in this place. And that's the reason why, our people had to observe the Passover while they were in Egypt. All right, because the Lord Abashimashai was smiting the land of Egypt with plagues, so it's so much, it's so beneficial to stick with what the Lord Abashimashai has laid before us. Because it happened before, so expect it to happen again. All right, so this time around it's gonna be worse. So just imagine, the world wars wasn't happening during that time when our people, was in Egypt. You know, the Most High was hardening Egypt's heart, the Pharaoh's heart, to make life unbearable for our people. But at the end of the day, he got destroyed. All right. So this is the book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 and 16. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." All right. So during the time of the plagues of Egypt, when the Lord was shaking his hand upon the land of Egypt, those were terrible times. All right. Those were evil times for our enemies. All right. And we have to understand what it means, to seek and be in the protection of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, because you do not want to be made a scapegoat, man. You don't want to be used as as an example of disobedience. You gotta obey unto righteousness, obey unto eternal life. All right, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai says, "Keep my commandments and live," and that's what you need to hold on to. Just keep it simple. You know, Lord also says that obedience is better than sacrifice. All right, so you gotta stick with what's more important in this. What's most important. All right, because we're going to a different time frame where things are gonna get so difficult on the face of the earth. All right, so I'm gonna get another precept here. It's gonna be from the book of Second Ezra. All right, Second Ezra chapter 15. I'm going to read from verse 9 to verse 12. Okay, and it says, "And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them." Whose innocent blood? The innocent blood of our people, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. All right. So the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is interested in bringing justice upon the face of the earth. All right. And then it says in verse 10, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." All right. So we're still in captivity right now. So the Lord of Shemashah is preparing, you know, to deliver us. So you're gonna have all these pestilences and skirmishes of war, earthquakes and all that stuff, unemployment at the all-time high. You're gonna expect that to take place. Creativity is going down when it comes to this entertainment industry. It's going down the drain. And when you look at the issue of the coronavirus, people are talking about schools getting shut down. Those that are infected shouldn't go to emergency rooms. Stuff like that. Hotel businesses losing revenue. You know, tours and all the sporting games. Losing losing revenues because people that have season tickets, how they gonna watch the game, live in person? So they can't really do that. Would the players want to play when there's no crowd to cheer them on? So it's just the Lord has a sense of humor to let them know, let the people know that He's on His way. All right, and then verse 11 says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand." And what's that mighty hand? That's the Lord Yahushai, and a stretched forth arm. All right, the Lord's right arm. right hand, okay, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So America is destined for destruction. These elites know it, and that's why they have its top scholars give them briefings. You have all this funding they keep putting towards the space program and all this astronomy and astrology. All right, so they're gonna spend as much as they can to try to hold back the coming of the Lord, but they can't. The rulership of this Edomites is over. The rulership of the heathen is over. Okay, and then in verse 12 it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. All right, so this place is gonna get torn up, man. You can't run away, from judgment. When the Lord is bringing bringing that warrant, you know. So our people just have to get ready and prepare. So that you prepare yourself to be saved or you prepare yourself to be condemned. But the Lord Shai wants his people to be saved. So hey, 2/3 are gonna go the way, the 2/3 and 1/3. We stick with righteousness. So just pray that you hold on unto the end. So this book of Revelation chapter 5, I want to read from verse 6. And then it says, And I beheld, and lo, the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, in the midst of the elders stood the Lamb, that's Yahweh, as it had been slain. Just like I read in John chapter 1, verse 29. John calls Yahweh the Lamb of Yahweh. All right. So that's a good precept to keep in record right there. Okay. So stood the lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits sent forth into all the earth. All right. So this gospel of the Lord Yahweh Shai has to go through all the earth, to awake our people so we are prepared for, salvation, prepared to be taken out of captivity, to be resurrected from where we're stuck. All right. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. All right. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 others fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. So just imagine when the Lord Yahweh Shai acknowledges your prayers, acknowledges your supplications, he's moved to act. All right, he's moved to act. He's gonna send angels your way to make things go proper. So you don't get to become a laughing stock of these people anymore in these last days. Verse 9, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. All right, so this is for the elect. Once they have that sign of exemption, that they've been covered by the blood of the Lamb. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. That's a plus right there. And had made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. And that's exactly what the Lord Yahushua has done for our people. When he got slain on the cross, he fulfilled this prophecy. All right. And I beheld and heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beasts, and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands of thousands. So that's an innumerable amount of angels, innumerable number of angels. All right, you cannot count the number of angels based on this, you know, passage. It doesn't really give the specific, but it gives you, a magnitude to start from. All right. And it says, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. So just imagine when you have the mark of an individual like Yahushua upon you, that's worthy, all right, to receive power, riches, wisdom, strength, honor, and glory and blessing. It means you're on the right track. You're in the right, environment, to do proper and excellent things. All right. And then if you read verse 13, it says, "And every creature which is in heaven and on earth and under the sea, and such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, blessing and honor and glory and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, that's Yahweh, and unto the Lamb forever and ever." Lawalamium. All right? And that's the excellent thing you got to keep in mind. And then verse 14 says, and the four beasts said, Amen. Okay. And the 24 elders fell down and worshipped him that live forever and ever. And that's all it boils down to. This is a noble calling, and to even have the Lord Yahushai cover your sins, your iniquities, your messed up life and actions. You can't. I mean, you can't. You can't thank him enough, man. You can't thank him enough. So just pray, Lord, that by Shema Shai continue to tighten up, your mindset, so you're more disciplined and focused, because this world is going down the drain. The destruction that's coming upon the earth is not a joke. So just pray that you are covered by the blood of the Lamb. Just like the death angel, also known as Yahweh Shai, was going through the land of Egypt, seeking the firstborn of all the firstborns of the Egyptians. Hey, just imagine when the Lord sent his word, it's going to start going through Jerusalem, you know, checking out who's been covered and who's not been covered. And when you look at the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4, all that, it also plays into it. So just pray you're exempt, in these last days, man. You're exempt from the torment that's coming upon the face of the earth. You do not want your lot to be the condemnation, be of the condemnation of these people. All right. So that's why the Lord, you know, has that passage saying, that precept saying, "Come out of her." That ye be no partakers of unrighteousness. So that's what it boils down to. We got to be cleansed and we got to stay clean, because we got to get ready for the groom, right? So the wedding is almost here, so I can stay humble, stay prayed up, and try your best to be disciplined in this word. Shalom.